Hi, I'm Nalomi Jasrani, and I'm a thesis student at ITP NYU. My thesis project is called Exploring the Heart. It is a virtual reality experience for medical students to study about the human heart. It aims to bridge the gap between flat 2D illustrations in medical textbooks and the practice of cadaver study. This experience is in no way meant to replace the traditional methods of medical education, but only to act as a resource for the students to refer to while revising anatomy. For this experience, I chose to focus on the human heart. I found that students often study anatomy and physiology as two separate branches of medical education. Anatomy is basically the study of the dissection and the parts of the human body, and physiology is the study of how those parts function. From research, I realized that the Wiggers diagram is a complex diagram for the students to understand. They often spend a long time trying to correlate this graphical representation of the cardiac cycle with how the heart actually expands and contracts inside the body. Thus, I tried to create this virtual reality experience in which the physiology could be combined with the anatomy side by side. This would reduce the cognitive load on the students to imagine the process of a cardiac cycle, but to be able to see it side by side. In this experience, you can go close to this 3D model of the heart and see these labelings. The labelings will always face the user, so the user can walk around the 3D model and read them to identify the different parts. The Wiggers diagram is a representation of the volume of the chambers of the heart and also the pressure in millimeters of mercury. Okay, so now to play the simulation of the heart, I'm going to click this button and I'll be able to see this 3D animation, which is also a representation of the direction of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood through the chambers and the valves. I can also go in closer and take a look to see how the different valves open and close. Now, to be able to correlate this graph with the cardiac cycle, I can pause this animation at any time and correlate that with the way the heart model looks in this situation. As you can see, here the ventricle is contracted, implying that the blood is being pushed from the ventricle into the aorta. This experience is not meant to replace the traditional methods of medical education, but only to serve as a resource for the students to refer to. I try to work on this project as a way of trying to see if seeing this format and the data in as a visualization and a 3D animation could perhaps in any way deepen the students' understanding of human anatomy and physiology. Thank you for listening.